beautiful, beautiful life. I might just say what you wanna.
What's up, y'all? I'm J.Max. Welcome back to my channel. This is J.Max Reax, and tonight I'm watching the video that somebody linked to me. It says, "Are you the ghost voice of J.Lo?" So we're back on J.Lo. Let's see what happens. The car is so loud, bro. Okay, that's annoying as hell.
Jennifer's success comes from Selena's death and ripping off other artists.
Jenny has had a habit of borrowing vocals from other female artists to pass off as her own.
She has stolen the vocals of other artists and passed them off as if they were her own.
Jennifer lip-synced to Ashanti's vocals from the demo. Once again, Jennifer lip-synced to her.
The edit is annoying.
J.Lo was nothing but Ashanti in a wig.
And we can go on and on about J.Lo's use of
Can we stop that, please? Like, that's like...
But let's be honest, she's not a good singer, so I can't blame her.
Please, with the heart. Thank you. Damn. Sorry, y'all. That
Jennifer
irritated my soul.
Lopez is an icon, a Latin legend, a singer, actress, dancer, along with many other job titles. In 2014, she became the first female to win the Billboard Icon Award. In 2018, the first Latinx artist to ever win the Michael Jackson Video Vanguard Award. In 2019, she has been receiving Oscar buzz for her role as Ramona in the blockbuster hit Hustlers. And now she has been announced as a co-headliner for the 2020 Super Bowl halftime show in Miami alongside Shakira. Unfortunately, with great success also comes great scrutiny. Jennifer Lopez has been under extreme scrutiny on Twitter and now YouTube because users believe that Jennifer has stolen the vocals and records of other artists, with several tweets going viral daily about the alleged stealing and several YouTube videos garnering millions of views perpetuating this accusation.
Why?
This video will dive right into those accusations, and with lots of research, will separate fact from fiction. The difference between this video and the others is that we will go straight to the source. What do the parties involved have to say about this? We will not focus on speculation, rumors, or sources that are not credible. We will focus on the real receipts.
Now, how you gonna say urban and real? Okay, you shut up.
Let's get started. Since way back in the early 2000s, when Jennifer released her second album titled J.Lo, people have been accusing her of stealing her hit songs I'm Real and Ain't It Funny from Ashanti, while lip-syncing to Ashanti's vocals. And in the same breath, they also accused Jen of not crediting Ashanti for her background vocals. However, Ashanti has stated on several interviews that she sang the reference for Jennifer Lopez on I'm Real, and that she is well aware that some of her background vocals and ad-libs were kept on the record. Ashanti did an interview on this subject matter in 2002 and another interview with Global Grind TV in 2014, and her story has never changed.
Yeah, those songs I also referenced I'm Real to her and they left her back on the
People that say, are you boyfriend?
Yes, I heard that. But I referenced the record for her, which is, done a lot in the music industry. And they left her back on vocals.
That's the end.
Not the ghost voice of J.Lo. Not the ghost voice of J.Lo.
J.Lo's I'm Real. When you said, you wrote that, right?
No, JLO, I'm real. JLO, I'm real. I wrote Ain't It Funny.
Okay, now did you sing the reference to it? Because I hear you all over the song.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, why didn't they take Ashanti off the song? Because I feel like you sang the whole song.
Well, I demoed the record for her. That was way, way back. That was before I was signed to Murder Inc. And they kept my hook. And, you know, they kept some of the backgrounds and ad-libs and backgrounds and ad-libs and stuff like that. And it was funny. It was a bittersweet because I was really excited because it was J.Lo. You know what I mean? But I was so mad at Irv because I was like, you know I wanted that record.
Talk about that, please. See, that's what nobody ever wants to talk about.
His attitude toward Lopez stems from her belief that part of the melody in Jennifer's hit I'm Real comes from Mariah's own song Loverboy. Though the music actually comes from a song recorded in the 70s, Mariah still thinks something's fishy.
This didn't make any sense to her. How did a melody that she had locked down over the summer, last summer, suddenly appear on Jennifer Lopez's album? This was something that really bothered her.
Mariah also aims her anger at ex-husband Tommy Mottola.
In this next clip, Irv Gotti, producer, tells the story of I'm Real, explaining how Tommy Mottola used Jennifer Lopez as a pawn against Mariah Carey.
So Tommy Mottola calls me at like 6 a.m. 6, 7, it was obscenely early, and he calls me because he found out me and Rue made a record with Mariah Carey. And at the time, he hated Mariah Carey. So he was pumping Jennifer Lopez to compete. So he calls me 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, what's up, Tom? What the f*** all? He says, Irv, I need you to do me a favor. I said, what's up? I need you to make a record with J.Lo, but I want you to put Ja Rule on it and make it a duet kind of a record. So immediately when he says that, I'm like, this. He knows we just did this shit with Mariah, which was a duety record, and he's trying to f*** Mariah. Then I went into the creative part. I said, look, man, I want total creative control. I don't want you telling me what to make. If I got to do a record with J.Lo, I want to do it however the f*** I want to do it. He says, I don't give a f*** what you do as long as it's a duet with Ja.
It seems as though J.Lo, singer, actress, and dancer, was a casualty during the entire debacle.
Yeah.
Did J.Lo know what was going on? Did she not?
Probably not.
There aren't any credible sources to answer that.
Nah.
Another detail to know about this Irv Gotti interview is that I'm Real Murder Remix was specifically written for Jennifer Lopez and Ja Rule.
Pause. I said this in one of my last videos because I never saw the full footage of Ashanti talking about how she actually did do the records for her. And then she wrote Ain't It Funny, but she demoed I'm Real for her. I never heard her say for her in my past videos. So that was why I was like, I need somebody to address that. And I've also stated in my past videos, I truthfully don't believe J.Lo knew any of this was going on. In some instances, I think she was a pawn, but I also think this is just the music industry at work, and men were just being men and doing what they could to get back at whoever, whenever, and she was just the vessel, unfortunately. Continue.
Oh, how could Jennifer Lopez steal a song that was specifically written for her?
That's what confused me in the past.
In this next interview, Ja Rule explains how he wrote I'm Real and had Ashanti sing the reference for Jennifer Lopez.
I wrote I'm Real, okay, for Jennifer Lopez. And I sung the original version of it as a reference.
Okay.
But I sound terrible, of course, on the reference. So Ashanti then sung the reference for Jennifer Lopez. And when they mixed down the record, Irv left some of the vocals underneath.
Yet again, here we have the writer and featured artist of I'm Real Murder Remix telling the same exact story that Ashanti and Irv Gotti told.
You know, they was talking about the I'm Real thing. Ashanti was a background vocalist. That's it, period. Don't make a big thing out of it.
Was that her voice on it though?
Yes, it was her voice. But yo, you know how many records have background vocals?
Yes.
For example, Kelly Rowland's vocals can be heard in Beyonce's Check on It. Charlie XCX's vocals can be heard in Selena Gomez's Same Old Love. And Swedish pop star Robyn's vocals can be heard in Britney Spears' Piece of Me. Whitney Houston, Celine Dion. This is a common practice in the music industry.
Why y'all making a big thing out of it?
Really?
Ashanti wasn't a star. She was just in the studio with me, and I was Napoleon.
And finally, here's the one piece of information all of these Twitter trolls, amateur bloggers and vloggers, and just plain J.Lo haters don't want you to see. They would much rather continue to perpetuate this blatant lie so that it can fit their narrative and give them an excuse to hate Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah.
Here are the raw vocals to Jennifer Lopez and Ja Rule's I'm Real Murder Remix.
And the game done chose me ever since you told me now only God can hold me. I met so many men and it's like they're all the same. My appetite for loving is now my hunger pain. And when I'm feeling sexy, who's gonna comfort me? My only problem is their insecurity. Yeah, 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 yeah. My love, 'cause I'm real, 'cause I'm real, 'cause I'm real, 'cause I'm real.
This relationship as good as it gets from the worst times and the best times, but all time, not hard loving and straight thugging. Get it poppin', hoppin', let's get blowing in the wind, sun glistening on my skin, but you still be feeling your baby.
'Cause I'm real. Now people loving me and hating me, treating me ungratefully, but not knowing that they ain't making or breaking me. My life I live it to the limit and I love it. Now I can breathe again, baby, now I can breathe again. Now people screaming what the deal with you is so. I tell them mind their biz, but they don't hear me though. 'Cause I live my life to the limit and I love it. Now I can breathe again, baby, now I can breathe again. 'Cause I'm real, I'm real.
He had to put the whole song in here.
Can't go on without you.
'Cause I'm real, 'cause I'm real, 'cause I'm real, 'cause I'm real.
Oh, that's annoying.
And I can't go on without you.
Well,
Thank you.
there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Audible proof that Jennifer Lopez is in fact singing I'm Real, while Ashanti, you guessed it, lends her background vocals. Now that we have that out of the way,
Oh, shit.
this is where I'm going to direct you all to Jennifer Lopez's J to the LO, the Remixes album. If you open her album booklet to I'm Real, Murder Remix, it clearly states that Ashanti Douglas was a background vocalist. If you have Tidal, Jay-Z's music streaming service, again, Ashanti is in fact credited. Ain't it funny? As I stated before, Jennifer Lopez has also been accused of lip-singing over Ashanti's vocals in this other Murder Remix. But is that true?
Not again. Don't do it again. Alright.
Since you came around, now you wanna see what's going down. Trying to tell me how you want my time. Trying to tell me how I'm on your mind. See, you never had to be this way. You should have never played the games you played. Now I'm seeing that you're kinda lame. Knowing how the situation changed. Baby, that you want me when you had
Okay,
me.
this one ain't as bad. That first one was sensory overload for me, y'all.
Ain't that funny? Baby, that you want me when you had me like it's crazy. I'm glad I can smile and say, ain't that funny? I remember how you walked away, even when I tried to call your name. See, at first I didn't understand. Now you're looking like a lonely man. I remember how you did me wrong. Now you're hurting 'cause my love is gone. Everybody gets a chance to burn. You can take it as a lesson learned. boyfriend? Is that your girlfriend? Maybe we can be friends. La, 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 la. I really wish you wouldn't send me gifts.
Okay, like I get the.
Trying to blind me with your blingy bling.
Hold on, cause I get where he's coming from, but.
Alright guys, that's about all the time we have for part 1, but be sure to stay tuned for part 2 where we will finish discussing Ain't It Funny, and we will discuss the Christina Milian, Kat DeLuna, and Brandy accusations, along with so much more.
Okay.
Be sure.
Alright, y'all, forgive me because it's a lot going on outside right now. I live literally in the weirdest type of apartment complex. There's a basketball court and pool and volleyball court right outside my apartment. People driving fast cars, revving the engines. Sensory overload really did just hit me with this video and like fucked up my whole mental just a little bit. But in commenting on the on this one, shout out to the recommendation. It talked about how there's plenty of videos out here giving us misleading accusations about like the stealing of records and stuff like that, that people continue to debunk, and not only people, but Ashanti, JLO, Irv Gotti, everybody else is always kind of debunked. And that's something I did try to kind of make very clear in my other reactions to different documentaries on this topic. I'm not a huge J.Lo fan in general, but I don't hate her either. I have no reason to. As somebody who is a music nerd when it comes to songwriting, credits, background vocals, that kind of thing, I never once agreed with the fact that people kept saying she was stealing stuff. I'll never be that person because this too much happens above the artist's head when it comes to music, like the music industry, for us to just assume that they did it. Several of those videos always mentioned the same thing. It was Tommy Mottola, Irv Gotti, Diddy, hell, Dark Child, all kinds of producers and people in the mix that did this. And she was just the pawn, really, in a vessel that did whatever she was told, more so because she was the artist and it was the business. But yeah, I always tell people, like, the reality of it is if you feel like somebody stole something, go check the credits. The credits are gonna tell you regardless. And that's just, you know, I can't, every time I watch these videos, I think I scream the same thing. It's standard practice in the music industry. People reference tracks, people do demos to tracks. Sometimes tracks are reworked or they're rewritten. Sometimes the songs are bought and sold even against maybe the person's, the original creator's wishes. You know, because I think somebody actually said something to me in one of the videos about the Usher song that she had, where he made this whole statement about it being horrible. And I said, you know, that song was reworked as well as If You Had My Love was reworked. In the videos that I watched, the people said these songs have been rewritten / reworked, and they are absolutely different. They have about 80% similarity, but there was a 20% shift in maybe the beat or maybe the writing or maybe the content or the feel of it. It's still the same record, yes. It was reworked, rewritten. The lyrics are not all the same. So I love that y'all keep sending me more stuff like this because it's interesting to watch, because I'm not a fan of J.Lo. I've never been a fan, but I don't hate her either. I don't have a reason to dislike her. I just, you know, she's not somebody that comes through my suggestions. As a kid, if it wasn't a hit that was on the radio, I didn't go looking for a J.Lo record. When it came down to the beef between her and Mariah, as I said in previous videos, I don't go looking for Mariah records either. I'm just not that person. I wasn't, you know, I never was. But as somebody who loves songwriting and songwriters, her, you know, I definitely see, you know, where people have crafted a lot of her really great records. You know what I mean? From Ashanti to Ja Rule to Christina Milian to Carrie Hilson. These are people that have written incredible records for her, where her voice is definitely present. Their background vocals are definitely present. They are credited as writers and backing vocalists. I don't think she's ever stolen anything. I think, you know, there is a narrative out there surrounding her that probably got started because of the Tommy Mottola thing, where it was a beef that was more so created by, again, people, media, things above the artist's head. And I could be reaching, I start ranting, I'm a little irritable right now because all these sounds that are going on. But let me know what you thought about this one below as well. Comment, like, subscribe. Until next time, peace.